Hello class, my name is Mr. Masidi, and today we're going to be learning what a layer is in Photoshop and how we could use them to create our own digital collages. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. So on my screen here, you'll see I already have my Adobe Photoshop opened up. So we're going to go ahead and create a new project here on our Photoshop tab. Click File, New, see the screen open up. We're going to keep the measurements for this project at 8 inches width, 10 inches height, and we're also going to set it at a 300 pixels inch resolution. Go ahead and create it. It will open up to a blank background screen. I already went ahead and I found my images off of Google, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to drag my first image into Photoshop. When you drag your image into Photoshop, you'll see it opens up in a box so you can adjust your image before editing it. So I'm going to just make this my main background image and set it to the size of the document. I'm going to send to her. Once you're done and happy, you can click enter and it will get rid of the X and square around the image. And she is my main background. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start layering on top of this model's photo with the other pictures I have found, and you'll see that it creates a new layer for the new picture. Whatever is on the top layer is what you're gonna see first. So I'm gonna just adjust this. If you notice, you'll see these eye icons right next to the photos. If you click on the icons, it will change the view of the layer itself. It will remove it from the picture. So this is a really great feature for if you're in the middle of a big project that you've been working on for a long time and you feel like something might be off. You can go through and manipulate those eyes to see exactly what may be changing. You'll also notice there's an opacity tab. If you change the opacity levels, it will start to bleed, the background will start to bleed through to the top layer. So I'm going to just play around with this to get it to the opacity that I want it. I want to still be able to see the model through the flowers. I'm going to go ahead and name this one Flowers 1, again, so I could keep it organized. I know what layer it is. So now if you notice from me dragging this image in that there's this border around the model that I really don't want, and I don't want to damage the overall photo of the flowers. So if you go to the bottom of your layers tab, you'll notice this small icon, which is a rectangle with a circle in it. This is a layer mask. If you click on that, it will make a mask for the layer, this blank white rectangle. If you click on that layer, you'll click on the layer mask. You'll click on your paint tool. You'll make sure that you have your standard black and white for the fill in the backgrounds at the bottom. And then you could see if you're on the layering mask with your paint, if you choose to paint in black or white, you'll remove or add parts of the picture that you may want or may not want. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this green. So I'm gonna use my black on that layering mask, and I'm gonna just start to go over. I'm going to change the parts of this image that I don't want to see. Just like the layers itself, this has an opacity. If you go ahead and you change the opacity, this will now change the opacity on your paintbrush. I'm going to make that opacity 50% so it's not such a harsh line. So you'll see I'm cutting into the flowers, and although it's making part of the flower a little bit lighter, it's not fully removing the flower 100%. That looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start my next layer. I'm going to create another layering mask for this new layer. Once you are happy with this next layer, you'll continue to repeat your steps for the past 2 layers to complete your final collage. So I'm going to just continue to clean this up, and now I'm ready to add my final layer. Remember, you could add as many layers as you like. For me, for this demonstration, I decided to keep it nice and clean and use 4 images. So here are my layers. Again, you can continue to change the layers, changing the views, changing the opacities, adding masks to get your end results.